Hello. This is a timeless channeled message meant to find you whenever it finds you. So, the tarot cards we have for this reading are Seven of Swords, the Fool, and Ace of Cups. Okay. So, Spirit is showing me someone who is a dreamer, someone who sees the potential in a vision that they're having, but maybe hasn't fully stepped into it just yet. I think that there's something recently that has inspired you to not take action, but inspired you to think very deeply about what your future plan is or what your prospect is. To be clear, this doesn't have to be a huge, life-changing, career-altering type of decision, but there's something that you saw recently that provides joy to you that looks really interesting. Maybe it's like a new hobby, or this honestly could be a person too. Just something that you're interested in, that you want to pursue, but you haven't quite taken that leap yet. But Spirit is encouraging you to think about it more, to feel about it more deeply, and to discern whether you want to take that leap or not. So, with the Seven of Swords that's here, something about this feels like secretive. Like you haven't really told people about what it is you're interested in or who it is you're interested in, if it is a person. Okay, maybe we'll get some clarifiers for this first before I discuss about it further. I don't get that there's a sense of shame regarding this, but I feel like the sense of shyness. Like, maybe afraid of what other people will think, but not in a way that feels negative, if that makes sense. More like you're afraid people will tease you because you like this thing or because you believe in it. But it feels like if they tease you, it's more playful than malicious. So I'll ask, Spirit, why is the Seven of Swords here? Oh, we have a card that flew out. So we have the Three of Cups first. Then we have Wheel of Fortune. And Ten of Pentacles. Why does this feel like it's public, like it's a performance thing? So for a lot of you, if this is not about a person, this is about pursuing some type of performance art, something that it feels like it requires an audience, it requires people to be there to witness. I especially see that with the Three of Cups. It looks like it's something that's meant to be shared, something that's meant to be like witnessed by other people. Can especially see that here with the Ten of Pentacles. So with the Wheel of Fortune, I guess you could say you could monetize whatever this is, but I don't necessarily think that that's the first objective. It feels more like there's this sense of joy or happiness that comes to you naturally from doing this. Maybe not even like performing it, but the pursuit of it. There's something about the process that you really love or that you enjoy. And it looks like people enjoy watching you do this. Sorry, maybe I worded that weirdly. It's like people can share in your enjoyment of this thing, even if it feels like it's new to you. Although I will say, something about this doesn't feel new. Like, it might be something new that you're expressing, but something that you've felt or that you've had prior knowledge or experience in. It does feel like some type of art form feels like something that you know. And if this is about a person instead, this feels like someone that you know. Okay, so let's move on with this reading, shall we? Spirit, we'll ask, why is the Fool here? Can you tell me a bit more about the Fool? So we have Three of Pentacles, Seven of Cups, and Two of Swords. Internally, I heard the term, where do you want to go from here? Or where are we going to go from here? Again, for the majority of this reading, or for the majority of people watching, I do think that this is about an artistic discipline, and then for a small number of you, this could be about a person that you know, that you have romantic interest in, that you see prospective but hasn't responded to yet, or you haven't pursued. I'm gonna read both, but I'm gonna focus on the former more. So with the Three of Pentacles, I see this as cooperative work with other people. So if this is a performance art, this might be making those connections, getting to know the right people, people who are also pursuing this art, people who are producing this art. Like if it was, say you wanted to be part of a cabaret, it's like understanding who the promoter or producer is. If you want to be part of a band, it's more like making the right connections, knowing the right people in order to materialize this thing. And what's good right now is that you have a lot of options. You get to pick the right people, or you get to discern where the right place for you to go is. But right now it feels like it's confusing, or you might not necessarily even know what the first step is. Okay, so the major thing that I'm seeing is to just put yourself out there and just see what comes to you. You don't even necessarily need to be in the active response part of it, or like you don't have to choose people directly. It's more like putting the notice out there so that people understand that you are interested in this thing, because maybe you actually have friends that can connect you, or people who can hook you up to the right people in order to further yourself along this particular path. Again, the reason why you would want to do this right now is because there's something about this that brings personal fulfillment or personal happiness, and it feels like right now is the correct time in order to express that, or the correct time to express it. So regarding the other part of the reading, where if this is about pursuing a specific person, I think that a part of this is consulting with your mutual friends, because this feels like somebody that you've known for a while. This looks like somebody that, okay, it feels like you get along very well with them, and your friends can see this too, but there is a concern maybe internally from you or the other person that if you did this, then you can't go back to the way things were. Something about discussing with your friends what the potential futures could be, or understanding for yourself what those potential futures would be, can be very beneficial to you. Mostly because when you discuss it with other people, they can give you insights that you don't necessarily see. It's not about letting them make the decision for you or telling you what is best, but gaining more insight by having multiple perspectives on the situation, on this relationship. All right, so we'll clarify that last card. Spirit, can you tell me why the Ace of Cups is here? Oh, we have two cards that flipped up. First one is Temperance. Second one is the Emperor. Let's get one more card. All right, the last one we have is Eight of Swords. Okay, so regarding this being a performance art or something that you're presenting to the world, a part of this is the trial and error of doing it in a small crowd or with a small group of people first. Specifically, I see this with temperance. There's something about the process of doing it, and again, the process should feel enjoyable, something that you don't mind practicing or doing or perfecting on your own. And with the Emperor, I feel like this is like, it is a card of leadership, but you don't necessarily need to do this in front of a giant group of people, or it doesn't have to be like with such gravity or such grave importance. It can actually be with like in a more intimate setting. You can practice it with people who care about you and are able to nurture this thing, because I still feel like it's in its budding phase. And even though you're very talented or skilled at it, a part of this is building the confidence to be able to show it off or to present it out there into the world. With the Eight of Swords here, I feel like this might also represent you in your attitude regarding whatever this is. Like, you might not see the possibility of this being fulfilling or feeling like you can do something with it, but it feels like it's possible. You just need to find a way to unbind yourself or find a way to get out of this stagnant energy, because it feels like she could remove the blindfold or could get out of this this bondage relatively easily, but she doesn't necessarily know how yet, or she feels like she can't do anything, so she doesn't do anything. But there's something about other people witnessing you or being around you that gives you the first initial push or spark that allows you to feel a fulfillment of this, or to realize that there's nothing really that's stopping you. That whatever you think is stopping you is just more of a mental thing, or it exists more in the realm of your mind than in the physical reality. So don't be afraid of practicing, perfecting, and making those first few steps in order to making this a reality, because there's something very beautiful about this that I see you're meant to share at first with the people around you, like the people you consider to be your friends, and then people beyond that. And I do think that this is something that you will find personal happiness, fulfillment with. Now for the second part, where if this is indeed about a person, I do think that this is asking you to be bold and make the first honest step. Not about declaring your love wholeheartedly, but just allowing the idea of a relationship or partnership to be out there. The Fool earlier represents that leap of faith. That is to say, like, I feel like you're being asked to be the person, if this is about a relationship, to be open or to let it be known. Like, especially with the Emperor, that also clarifies the Ace of Cups. This shows me you are in the more active part of it, but it doesn't have to be so bold in your face. It can be in a way that is more subdued, as with the Temperance. Temperance is showing me that it doesn't have to be, how to say this, it doesn't have to be so like emboldened, impassioned, all or nothing. It can be slow, and it can be like a steady burn. Just opening up the conversation, saying that maybe you feel something or that you noticed some signals from the other person. You don't have to go all in about it, but once if you do come to the decision that you can do something about it, to approach it slowly and to approach it with an open mind. So Eight of Swords is showing me that you might think you're defeated already or that it will not go anywhere, but this is something that occurs only in the mind. There's something about this that can flourish if you give it the chance to, but this is again showing me that you have to be the one to take the step, even if it is just a very small, tiny step, in order to make that relationship flourish. So yeah, two parallel readings for this one, and it could be interpreted either way, so take it as it resonates. And that's everything I'm seeing for this reading. If this has resonated with you, please let me know in the comments. I would love to hear about it. And until next time, take care. Bye-bye.